might still get it wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, Yvonne Brunton.
Thanks so much. Yeah, what I could tell you is that Dorothy House started 43 years ago, and before Dorothy House, people would be diagnosed with a terminal illness and have to go into hospital and spend months and months and months there, literally waiting to die. And the ethos really of the hospice now is to take care into the community so people that have got a terminal illness can live as normal a life as possible at home, surrounded by the people and the things that they love. That's the really, really important thing. But far more than that, Dorothy House is a package of care, because it doesn't just look after the patients themselves, but also anybody associated, so family members, carers and things like that, because it can't just be about the person that's dying. It has to be about the knock-on effect that it has on lots of people. But as well as all of that, which is a completely free service, we have a thing called day patient units. So Monday to Friday, we have a different group of patients that come in. There's probably about 10 or 12 patients that come in every day, different days. So there's 10 on Monday, 10 on Tuesday, like that. And we do lots and lots of things, very, very positive. It's a very, very positive environment where they can chat to each other about the way they feel, because I think there's nothing better than somebody that is actually going through what you're going through, to actually be able to understand, and you can feel, you can be really honest with somebody and actually be able to say, I know how you feel. And so, you know, that's one of the many things that the day patient unit does. But we also take these patients to Centre Parks, and so I wanted to give you, I'm a paid member of staff, so I'm going to say amazing things about Dorothy House, but it is amazing. But if I can read this to you, which is a letter from a patient that went on one of our little Monday to Friday, twice a year, Monday to Friday, patients, a group of patients, maybe 8 or 10 patients, go for 4 or 5 days. And I want to read you this because it's from the heart of somebody that is no longer here. It isn't easy to put into words what I feel about my recent trip to Centre Parks with Dorothy House. Not easy, as there are not enough words to describe what a fabulous time I had. I was lucky enough to get a place in the selected few, as there are only 7 or 8 places available, and I will truly never forget the experience. The care and attention given to us as patients by the staff of Dorothy House was truly amazing. As with anything new, one feels slightly nervous, but my nerves were soon put to rest when I met the nurse and the carer for my chalet, who immediately made me feel at ease and at home. From the time my volunteer driver collected me from my home on the Monday afternoon until she dropped me off at 10 AM on the following Friday, I was totally taken care of in every way possible, and nothing was too much trouble. The communal activities were such fun and so well organised, and one of the highlights for me was being able to drive one of the hired mobility scooters around the park whenever we went out and about. How amazing it was to not have to depend on a wheelchair and being wheeled around everywhere. I could drive myself, and it was such a lift to my spirits. I was even able to take myself off into the shops without knocking too many items over. From start to finish, with the delicious communal brunch where each chalet cooks some part of the meal, the afternoon in the aqua sauna, the trip around the lake, the swimming pool visit, mini golf tournament, the evening meal together, along with the riotous quiz games that followed, and the delicious last night meal in the Mexican restaurant, all made for the most wonderful of holidays. I was lucky enough to be in a chalet with 2 friends who attend daycare on the same day as myself, and one of the nicest things about the trip was to meet other daycare patients who attend on other days, and to get to know them as well. It made for the feeling of one big, happy family under the auspices of Dorothy House. I know that without the dedication and kindness of all the Dorothy House staff, that this trip would not be the success story that it is, and I thank them from the bottom of my heart for the most amazing, relaxing, amusing and wonderful week. That says it all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Yvonne. And just a quick 1 or 2 words regarding the British Heart Foundation. It's very nice to see so many of you here this evening. I'm going to tell you a very quick story about something which happened in deepest, darkest Somerset in a village called Pilton, and it's lovely to see Pete and Trish Cheetham here from Pilton. obviously Mr. Evis from Pilton, all of whom witnessed the event of which I'm going to tell you. Roughly 18 months ago, on a very, very similar evening to this, with performers on stage, one gentleman by the name of Rick Payne got to the end of his 4th song and literally died on stage. It was the night when I learned there's a very big difference between a heart attack and a cardiac arrest. He had something called a cardiac arrest. Cardiac arrest, for those of you who don't know, is bang, lights out. No electrical impulses, you do not breathe, there is no pulse, nothing. Whereas a heart attack is a little bit longer than that. I didn't know the difference, and as I say, there were several of us there on that evening. Luckily, and only because a local farmer had the foresight to fit 3 defibrillators in the village, we were able to use one of them to attach to Rick, and gladly, after a good half hour or so, we were able to bring him back, or at least get him into a stable position, whereas he was able to go into hospital, and well over, as I say, a year later, he is alive and well. But it is thanks to defibrillators, and again attached to that, the need for people to be able to perform CPR. CPR is available online to anybody, that is literally a click away, and you use the same in tandem. The defibrillator on that occasion shocked Rick 6 or 7 times to keep him going. Without that, he wouldn't have kept going. As I say, he wouldn't be alive today. There is a popular misconception that it's only old people that get heart attacks. It's not. It's completely across the range. And heart disease, heart conditions, anything to do with the heart, it is completely across the board, and it will affect 1 in 3 of us, which is a bit of a scary situation. So part of the reason for tonight is to try and raise money for a defibrillator, and hopefully one that can be mobile, so that whenever there are people gathered together like this, it can be for musical events and whatever else, a defibrillator can be present just in case, and it does happen, somebody suddenly has a heart attack, or has a I've forgotten what it's called now. Thank you. Cardiac arrest. I put my notes down. But that's what it's for. And thank you very much indeed for coming. Thank you on behalf of Dorothy House. Thank you on behalf of the British Heart Foundation. And we hope, as I say, you enjoy the rest of the evening. If you don't enjoy it, you're certainly not getting your money back. So I would like to introduce to you and invite him down here, if you would, in order to make a couple of awards. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Michael Evis. Okay, so every year, Music Expo. Hang on. No, not yet. No, get steady. Every year, Music Expo have a competition, and they basically vote their favourites in several categories. We have 2 such awards to give out tonight. And one was voted online, which was the favourite band for the year, voted by those people that follow Music Expo. Make sure I got the right one. I'm going to give that to Michael sneakily so that nobody sees it. And ladies and gentlemen, to hopefully accept the award on behalf of that best band, Black River Sinners. Said that the wrong way round. You know what I mean? For the favourite acoustic act for this year, hopefully he's here, Mr. Carl Figuerotta. And how this one snuck under the wire, I don't know, but hopefully Mike Mahalis is going to come and accept this one on their behalf. I don't think he'll ever get a job in the diplomatic corps, because this one's for the favourite local festival, and this one goes to Watch It, and hopefully Mike's going to take it on their behalf. Right, ladies and gentlemen, just 5 more minutes and I'll be introducing you to the Michael Levis Band.
I was going to say, by the way, that Save the Life at the Peel Workingmen's Club was the chap here, his name is Neil, and that Neil had the training and so that he knew how to use the machine, and it was he who saved that fellow's life.
Thank you. 5 minutes.